It seems when you turn the television on these days, just about every second show is a show about moving up to a bigger and better house. There are programs called Flip This House and one called Flip That House. Others called Moving Up, others about property developers, all directed towards the wonderful cause of getting into a bigger and a better house. It's a wonderful idea, and Jesus also is very concerned with us and with the house in which we live. Christ wants us all to live in a bigger and better house. Now hold on, before you all call your real estate agent, Christ's concern is not so much for your physical house, but for that house which is your life. And when Jesus says he wants you to live in a bigger and better house for your life, he's not concerned with physical size. Jesus' primary concern is with your foundations. Jesus knows that sometimes storms come which erode ground underneath houses and cause the houses to tilt a little bit and make life nearly impossible. Jesus is really concerned with the foundation upon which you have built your life. You know, when we set out to be what we are or become what we want to do, we have to establish certain values. Those are our core beliefs with respect to the world around us, and we build everything we do on those core values. The values are the foundation. What you do is your house in life. Once, very early in Jesus' ministry, he sat down with a group of people in Galilee and he told a story. I think, in fact, it was more of a joke than a story because everyone understood the humor in what he was saying. He told the story about the people who set out to build houses. One built on the rock, another built on the sand. Now, as soon as Jesus said there was a man who built his house on the sand, the people listening would begin to chuckle, because they all understood something about what the sand meant in Galilee. It was a very dry climate there, and because of that, the rain only came at one point during the year, and when the rain came, the ground was so hard, it really didn't soak in. So the rain would collect in certain places, and in any low spot, the rain would gather and rush through and sweep everything out of its way. And the only way you could tell that that's where the rain had been was that when the rain was gone and the torrent ended, it left a trail of sand behind. So everyone in Galilee knew that you would never build your house where there was sand, no matter how dry or how solid that area seemed. The difficulty was this. There were some sandy places where the water would not build up enough to rush through for a year or 2 years. And in some places, there wouldn't be a river going through that area for 10 years. So someone who didn't have a great memory might look at a patch of flat, solid ground and say, why don't I build my house there? The real estate is really, really cheap. No one else is building there. It's close to all of the amenities. I think that's a perfect place. But only a very foolish and inexperienced person would ignore the fact that the ground was covered with sand. The indication that at some time in the past and at some time again in the future, a river was going to run through that dry piece of land anything